I was gonna do a prep show, but I'm not. I'm just gonna do a quick chit chat and touch on a few things, and not the Ukraine thing. I kind of want to see how that plays out since everybody and their mom was talking about it. All right, so first, I had planned on singing my two songs, all three versions of both songs, so that would have been 6 videos. I don't know when that's gonna happen. All right. I also still owe you guys an art show that I have drawn all these pictures from my crushes that are saying. Hopefully, my future wife. I am going to draw a special one for her. So now that's out of the way. I've had a really shitty week. Just to get that out of the way, I've had a really shitty week. But I want to talk to y'all about what happened to me this morning on TikTok. Alright? So, I made a video. 5 of them. Technically 7. Because part 4 and part 5 have 2 parts. And in the video, because of some young lady who is black, I asked a simple question. And she blocked me. She didn't even let me finish the question. It was a 2-part question, but she didn't let me finish it. So I'm going to finish it here. And so I want you guys to answer this question, and I want you to think long and hard before you do. If you don't respond, it's fine. If you do respond, that would be great. It actually would be better for me, so I can get other people's opinions of shit, just to see if I'm the only one who feels this way in the world, or whatever. So the situation is this. Some white dude, I have no idea who he is, so we're just going to call him John. Some white dude named John. That ain't his real name, but that's what we're calling him. And some black chick named Jane. Because I don't know her name. I know that she's black. She's a little bit on the puffy side, but that doesn't change the fact that what she did was a bitch move. So John apparently was messing with some underage girls that Jane knew. And Jane's friends had all these different names that we're not going to go in there. So we're going to go A, B, C, D, E. Because there was at least 5 that she named off before she blocked me. So after talking to him about girl A, B, C, and D, she started talking about girl E. That was about the time I came in the video. And in the video, she has already interrogated this dude. She already knew all the answers. And I mean, she was laying into this dude. And I'm not defending him, especially if it has something to do with statutory rape or any of that thing. Because wrong is wrong regardless. But see, there's this thing about consequences. And I hate to say this, but females don't pay for consequences like men do. Alright? 1 in maybe 15 over the last 5 years women that has hit national news or international news has paid for statutory rape of a boy, a school student. Mary Kay Letourneau had a baby by two babies by her student. And this is kind of where that must have been going before she blocked me. Because I was going to ask her what I'm going to say to y'all. How did your friends get in the situation? Alright? In my TikTok videos, I pointed out that I know my friends. And unlike my friends, I really can't be made to do something that I don't want to do. Alright? Simple as that. You can't talk me into anything. You can't convince me by any means necessary outside of a pretty girl to do something that I don't want to do. And even with that pretty girl, if anything, she's taken one for the team to be with me. So, it's just that this was like kind of cold crazy or crazy. And I'm like, okay. Somebody asked a question. I'm saying, so did your friends lie to him about his age? The second that I typed that in, she blocked my ass. She literally, click, she did a bitch move. So if your friends ain't halfway guilty, why would you block some stranger who asked you a simple question? Because I'm going to drop some facts now. Over the last 15 years, or the last 20 years, let's make it even 25. Over the last 25 years, I can count on my hands on how many times a woman has made it on the news. Not the internet, but on national news, the TV. Not the internet. It's probably more on the internet. But on the TV, I can count on one hand how many news reports I've heard of a woman having sex with a minor and getting a slap on the wrist. And not having to register as a sex offender. Where when a man does that, not only does he get the book thrown at him, he also gets thrown in jail. And up until the case of whatever the hell was on TikTok, where the guy pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting a girl, and the judge gave him nothing, smacked him on the wrist because the judge prayed about it and said that I don't want to make him a sex offender because he's not 18 and he's is gonna ruin his future. Not giving a damn about the girl who's the victim of this shit, you know. And this also happened at a school. Now, as for the case on TikTok with the girl hanging up on me and blocking me and shit, you know, she didn't answer the question. And I don't think she's been on any of my videos to come back and find out, because I said to the young lady who blocked me in her live, because you came across my FYP, I wasn't looking for you, you know, just like when you get out of certain pages of TikTok, it takes you right to an FYP. And people come across. My lives come across all the time. So when I got to the live, I just tuned in when she started talking about Girl E. And she said, I want you to say it. First and foremost, as I said on my TikTok, don't confess anything on the internet. Because if you confess anything on the internet, it will come back to bite you in the ass. Of course, I am guilty for confessing how much I am in love with Zeta Zhang. And if that comes back to bite me in the ass, I hope it bites me in the ass in a good way. It's not like she's actually watching these things. And if she is, Zeta, I do love you. I seriously want to be with you. And if you'll have me, I'll give up everything. No, you can be the boss. Especially since you're sexy and powerful. And you would probably suplex me to hell. Anyway, that's irrelevant. But what is irrelevant is that in my videos on TikTok, I specifically stated how my friends did shit that they couldn't convince me to do. They did things like had two girlfriends at the same time. They did things like illegal paraphernalia. They did things that I can mention on TikTok that, you know, I didn't say any names, so we're all good and everything. But I can say it on TikTok without a whole lot of problems. And, you know, the first thing I asked them, because they always seem to get into a sticky situation, and I'm the truth teller, no. And then I would give them advice on what not to do and pray that they took it. Some of them took it, some of them did not. Because sometimes people can't handle the truth, and sometimes people can't. I'm one of them people. If I think you can handle the whole 99 or the whole 1,000, I'm going to give it to you. I might give it to you in pieces. I might give it to you from a distance, but I'm going to give it to you. If I don't think you can handle the whole 1,000, I'm going to give you 99.9, which is one of my mottos here, that I don't tell you guys lies, I give you 99.9. I want to know why she hung up on me for asking, how did your friends get into this situation? Did your friends lie to him about their age? Because I'm 48 years old. I've been on Earth just a little bit longer than her. And regardless of how well you think you know somebody, you really don't. You know what they want you to know of them. You don't know what happens on the other side of that door when you're not in their life, when you're not at their gym, when you're not in their arena, when you're not in their car, when y'all not hanging out. You don't know if that person goes home and commits genocide on anybody. Case in point, the B2K. They caught him by using his daughter's DNA, his children's DNA. Now, the wife and the kids had no idea what this man did for a living. Now, I studied this in class, but it can happen. No. Lots of women are oblivious to what their husbands do because their husbands shove so much money in their face. Here, go spend this, go spend this, go spend this. And when it comes to money versus what do you do for a living? And they never ask, why do you never have take your kid to work day? I guess you can't take your kid to work if you're going around killing people. But see, B2K, he actually had a real job. He literally had a real job. I forgot what the fuck it was, but he had a real job. And, you know, to kill people and just, you know, I knew a young lady who had connections to a girl on the Real World who had connections to the Unabomber. So I'm like, well, damn, 6 degrees. That shit's real. And then, you know, you have other people who are connected to other people. And they don't know who these people are. They know who they think they are. They know who they allow them to know who they are. And so, you know, you can't say that you know your friends backwards and forwards. If you're not living with them, you don't know what they do. And in some cases, even if you're living with them, you still don't know what they do. All right, like, all right, I know what most of my friends do for a living. They know that I have military money that comes in once a month. They know that I pay my bills on time and I have no money for nothing else. I don't treat myself. This was unnecessary because the other one wouldn't hold a charge and Walmart wouldn't honor their words. I had to go to Best Buy and get another phone. Walmart phone's still there. It still functions. It just won't hold a charge. And there's nothing I can do about it. I can always take it to Best Buy and see if they can fix the battery. And then if they can, I can go back to that phone and have this bitch as backup. Or I can have that as backup. Whatever. I can figure it out. But in all honesty, then you think about how well you think you know your parents, and you kind of find out that your father's the B2K killer. How do you think that girl felt? So again, I asked the girl before she hung up on me, did her friends lie about her age? And on my TikTok video, I pointed out that I used to go to clubs. There were 18-year-olds in the club, but they weren't 18. They're supposed to be 21 and up, but these girls were like 16 to 18. And they got in the club because they had big honkers. So, like I said, some people don't even check your damn ID when you go to the goddamn club. I'm sorry. I just got out of the shower. I don't remember if I put deodorant on. So, it kind of just dawned on me. For the second time. It dawned on me when I went to go get these, but then I got deterred by the damn dogs. Anyway, as I choke on this goddamn deodorant. How well do we know our friends? How well can we say we know somebody? And then you read about them 5 or 6 years later, and it does some horrible shit. I have friends that I thought I knew that when some shit broke out, like literally, and some teachers that I knew in Virginia here, that committed atrocities. And I'm like, I know he would never do that. No, I thought that he would never do that. I didn't know he would never do that. I thought that he would never do that because I grew up with him. I thought that everything would be cool. Same thing with back in high school when my friend unalived himself and his girlfriend in front of their baby. I never saw that coming. You couldn't tell me he would ever do that because he did love her, but his love was a little bit fucked up because it was, I love her, but I don't want her. But I don't want nobody else to have her either. So that's a problem. It's a problem he solved. Putting the gun to her head and into her life. I grew up with him. He lived on Page Street. I lived in the projects. All I had to do was jump the fence and I'd be in his backyard. We didn't hang out like that, but I knew who he was. We yelled every now and again. We talked every now and again. He's in the same goddamn grade. His girlfriend was in a grade down. And it just didn't work out. But I knew him. His daddy was a cop. But I knew him. I knew that there was no way in hell that he would ever do this. You can imagine how wrong I felt when it came down the pipe that he killed himself and his girlfriend in front of their baby in a house on Page Street with his father's firearm. That's the rumor. But they're dead. Don't know if the firearm part's true, but they're definitely dead. So I ask you, as I end this video, how well do you know people? But the real question is, how well do you think you know people? I'm also only ending this video because I got to fart real bad and I don't want to be known for that. So, thank you guys for watching. I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. Be seeing ya.